While they were telling me, "You work like a waiter," I was already signing their paychecks. My name is Claire Donovan. I'm 34, and I grew up in Boise, Idaho, in a family that never let me forget I was the underachiever. My older brother Ryan was the golden boy, a corporate lawyer with a corner office. My sister Megan was the family's pride, a marketing executive at a big firm. Me? I was the one they pitied, the one who settled for an assistant job at a small tech startup, Cascade Solutions. What they didn't know was that I'd built that company from the ground up, and I was its CEO. But I let them think I was just a glorified secretary. Until the truth came out, it all started at our annual family dinner last fall, hosted at Ryan's Fancy House in Boise's North End. The table was set with Mom's heirloom china, and everyone was dressed like they were auditioning for a magazine cover. I showed up in a simple sweater and jeans, my usual work-from-home look. As we passed the mashed potatoes, Megan smirked. "So, Claire, still fetching coffee for your boss?" Ryan chuckled, adding, "What is it you do again?" "Answer phones, run errands, like a waiter, basically." Mom gave a tight smile, saying, "It's okay, honey, you're doing your best." Dad just nodded, avoiding my eyes. Their words stung, but I kept my face neutral. I'd heard it all before. The truth? Cascade Solutions wasn't just some startup. It was a multi-million-dollar tech firm I'd co-founded 5 years ago with my college friend, Ethan. We started in a garage, coding late into the night, building software that streamlined supply chains for small businesses. I'd poured every dime I had into it, worked 80-hour weeks, and turned down job offers from bigger firms. By last year, we'd secured a $10 million investment, and I was running a team of 50. Ryan and Megan worked at RiverTech, a mid-sized logistics company in Boise. What they didn't know? Cascade had quietly acquired RiverTech 6 months ago. I was their boss's boss, signing off on their salaries. I didn't tell them, not yet. Growing up, I was always the quiet one, the kid who'd rather read than argue. Ryan and Megan thrived on being the loudest, the smartest, the best. Mom and Dad fed into it, praising their degrees, their promotions, while my tech dreams were cute or risky. When I started Cascade, I kept it low-key, saying I was helping out at a startup. It was easier than explaining venture capital to people who thought I'd fail, but their mockery at that dinner lit a fire. I wasn't going to beg for their respect. I was going to earn it, and they'd choke on their words. After dinner, I went home to my modest apartment. I could have afforded a mansion, but I liked keeping things simple. I pulled up RiverTech's org chart on my laptop. Ryan was a senior counsel, Megan, a marketing lead. Both reported to VPs who reported to RiverTech's CEO, who reported to me. I'd stayed hands-off during the acquisition, letting Ethan handle the transition while I focused on Cascade's next product launch. But now, it was time to step in. I called Ethan the next morning. "I want to visit RiverTech's Boise office," I said, unannounced. He laughed. "You're finally going to drop the bomb, huh?" I smiled. Something like that. I also reached out to Sarah, my assistant, who'd been with me since Cascade's early days. "Pull every email Ryan and Megan sent about the acquisition," I said. "I want to know what they've been saying." Sarah came back with gold. Emails where Ryan called the new owners faceless suits, and Megan complained about tech bros taking over. They had no idea I was the suit they were trashing. I decided to let them dig their own graves. RiverTech was hosting a town hall next month to announce the acquisition's final steps, with all employees invited. I'd be there, not as Claire the assistant, but as Claire Donovan, CEO of Cascade Solutions. I spent the next few weeks preparing. I reviewed RiverTech's financials, noting Ryan's inflated expense reports and Megan's missed deadlines. I wasn't going to fire them. That'd be too easy. I wanted them to see me, really see me, for the first time. Hey, if you're hooked on this story, hit that subscribe button for Revenge Line. We drop epic family drama and revenge tales every week. Comment below and let us know where you're watching from. Boise, Idaho, or somewhere across the globe. Stay tuned because Claire's about to turn the tables. The RiverTech Town Hall was 3 weeks away, and I was building my plan brick by brick. My brother Ryan and sister Megan thought I was just a low-level assistant, fetching coffee and answering phones at Cascade Solutions. They had no clue I was the CEO, the one who'd orchestrated the acquisition of their company, RiverTech, 6 months ago. Their mockery at that family dinner, calling my job like a waiter, still burned in my mind. I could have told them the truth then, watched their jaws drop, but that would have been too quick. I wanted them to feel the weight of their words, to see me for who I really was, in a room full of their colleagues. I started by digging deeper into Rivertech's operations. Sarah, my assistant, sent me a folder of emails Ryan and Megan had exchanged during the acquisition. Ryan's were arrogant, dismissing Cascade as some startup with too much cash. Megan's were worse. She'd written to a coworker. The new owners probably don't even know how logistics work. I smiled, saving every word. They were writing their own downfall, and I was collecting the receipts. I met Ethan, my co-founder, at a coffee shop in downtown Boise to go over the plan. "You're really doing this?" he said, grinning over his latte. "Gonna walk into their office and drop the mic?" I nodded, stirring my tea. They've underestimated me my whole life. Time to set the record straight. Ethan leaned forward. "What's the play? You firing them?" I shook my head. Firing's too easy. I want them to stay, to work under me, knowing I'm the one they mocked. Ethan laughed. "Cold, Claire. I love it." I needed allies at Rivertech, so I reached out to their CEO, Amanda Pierce, who reported to me. I'd kept my identity low-key during the acquisition, letting Ethan handle most calls while I stayed behind the scenes. Amanda only knew me as C. Donovan, Cascade's CEO. I called her, keeping my tone professional. "I'm attending the town hall," I said. "I want to address the team directly. Keep it quiet until I arrive." Amanda paused, then agreed. "Anything specific I should prepare?" I smiled. "Just make sure Ryan Donovan and Megan Donovan are front and center." Next, I dug into their performance. Sarah pulled their employee records. Ryan's expense reports were a mess, with questionable charges for client dinners that didn't add up. Megan had missed deadlines on 2 major campaigns, costing Rivertech a client. I wasn't planning to humiliate them publicly. That'd be cruel, but I wanted leverage. If they pushed back at the town hall, I'd have plenty to say. I also prepared for the family angle. Mom and Dad would be at the town hall, invited as VIP guests by Ryan, who loved showing off his corporate clout. I knew they'd be shocked, maybe even embarrassed, when I revealed my role. Part of me felt guilty. Mom had always tried to keep the peace, and Dad just followed her lead. But they'd let Ryan and Megan belittle me for years. They didn't get a free pass. The week before the town hall, I visited Rivertech's Boise office incognito, posing as a vendor checking on software integration. I walked through the open plan office, watching Ryan schmooze with colleagues and Megan scroll through her phone at her desk. Neither recognized me in my baseball cap and glasses. The office buzzed with talk about the acquisition. Some employees were excited, others nervous about layoffs. I overheard Ryan tell a coworker, "The new owners better not mess with my team." I bit back a smile. "Oh, Ryan, you have no idea." I spent the final days polishing my speech. I wasn't going to gloat or yell. I'd be calm, professional, undeniable. I had Sarah compile a presentation, slides showing Cascade's growth, the acquisition timeline, and my role as CEO. I included one slide with Ryan and Megan's emails, anonymized but clear, to show their attitude toward the faceless suits who'd bought their company. It was a risk, but I wanted them to feel the sting of their own words. The night before the town hall, I stood in my apartment, staring at the suit I'd picked. A sharp navy blazer and skirt, nothing flashy, but all business. My laptop was packed, my USB drive backed up, my speech memorized. I called Sarah one last time. "Everything ready?" she asked. "Down to the last slide," I said. She laughed. "They're going to lose it when you walk in." I hung up, my stomach fluttering. This wasn't just about proving a point. It was about reclaiming my place in a family that never saw me. Hey, if you're loving this revenge story, smash that subscribe button for Revenge Line. We've got more family drama and epic takedowns coming your way. Drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from. Boise, Idaho, or halfway across the world? Stay tuned, because Claire's about to make jaws drop. The morning of the Rivertech town hall, I stood in my Boise apartment, adjusting my navy blazer in the mirror. My stomach churned, but not with nerves. Anticipation. For years, my family had mocked me, calling my job at Cascade Solutions like a waiter, while I was secretly building a multi-million-dollar company. Today at Rivertech's Boise office, where my brother Ryan and sister Megan worked, I'd reveal the truth. I was Claire Donovan, CEO of Cascade, the company that owned theirs. They'd laughed at me over family dinner. Now they'd see me in a room full of their colleagues, signing their paychecks. I arrived at Rivertech's sleek office building early, my laptop and USB drive in hand, loaded with evidence, emails, financials, and a presentation proving I'd founded Cascade and led the acquisition of Rivertech. Amanda Pierce, Rivertech's CEO, met me in the lobby. "Ready, Ms. Donovan?" she asked, a knowing smile on her face. I nodded. "Let's do this." She'd kept my visit a secret, as instructed, ensuring Ryan and Megan had no clue I was coming. The town hall was held in a glass-walled conference room, packed with over 100 employees. Ryan sat in the front row, arms crossed, looking smug in his tailored suit. Megan was beside him, checking her phone, probably tweeting about her latest big project. Mom and Dad were there too, invited by Ryan as his VIP guests, beaming with pride. I stood in the back, blending in, my name tag reading only C. Donovan Cascade Solutions. The room buzzed with nervous energy. Everyone knew the acquisition meant changes, but no one knew what. Amanda took the stage, welcoming everyone. "Today we're excited to introduce the leader behind Cascade Solutions, the company driving our future," she said. "Please welcome Claire Donovan, our CEO." The room clapped politely as I walked to the podium, my heels clicking on the polished floor. Ryan's head snapped up, his eyes narrowing. Megan's phone dropped to her lap, her mouth open. Mom gasped, clutching Dad's arm. I smiled, calm and composed, letting the moment sink in. "Thank you, Amanda," I said, my voice steady. "I'm Claire Donovan, founder and CEO of Cascade Solutions. 6 months ago, we acquired Rivertech to strengthen our mission of transforming supply chain tech. I'm here to share our vision and to set a few things straight." I clicked the projector, and my first slide appeared. Cascade's logo, followed by a timeline of our growth from a garage startup to a $50 million company. The room was silent, all eyes on me. I turned to Ryan and Megan, still smiling. "Some of you may know me as Claire, the assistant who fetches coffee. My family certainly thought so." A nervous laugh rippled through the crowd. Ryan's face turned red. Megan sank lower in her seat. "But I built Cascade from nothing," I continued. "And when we acquired Rivertech, I became your CEO's boss." I clicked to a slide showing the acquisition papers, my signature clear as day. Mom's hand flew to her mouth and Dad stared at the floor. I didn't stop there. "I've reviewed Rivertech's performance," I said, projecting a chart of department metrics. "Some of you have excelled. Others need work." I paused, letting my gaze linger on Ryan and Megan. "For example, inflated expense reports and missed deadlines don't align with our goals." Ryan's jaw clenched. Megan looked like she wanted to disappear. I didn't name them, yet, but they knew. Then came the final blow. "At Cascade, we value integrity," I said. So, I was disappointed to see emails from Rivertech staff calling their new owners faceless suits and tech bros. I clicked to a slide with their anonymized emails, the words highlighted. The crowd murmured, heads turning to Ryan and Megan, who were now frozen. "Those suits have faces," I said. "Mine." Amanda took the stage again, praising Cascade's vision and announcing a new bonus program for top performers, excluding those with questionable conduct. The message was clear. As the room applauded, Ryan stood, his face twisted. "This is ridiculous, Claire. You're making this personal." I tilted my head. "Personal? You called my job a joke at dinner. I'm just doing mine." The crowd went silent, then erupted in whispers. Megan grabbed Ryan's arm, pulling him back to his seat. Mom tried to approach me after, tears in her eyes. "Claire, why didn't you tell us?" I looked at her, my voice soft but firm. "You never asked." I walked away, leaving them to process it. Ryan and Megan kept their jobs, for now, but they'd work under my rules, knowing I held the cards. Cascade's stock rose after the town hall, and I got a call from a Boise tech magazine for a feature. I'd stopped chasing their approval. I'd built my own. Hey, if you love this epic takedown, smash that subscribe button for Revenge Line. We drop the best family drama and revenge stories every week. Comment below and tell us where you're watching from: Boise, New York, or across the globe. Thanks for joining us. I left the River Tech office, the Boise skyline glowing outside. Ryan and Megan thought they could mock me forever. Instead, they learned I was the one they answered to, and I was just getting started.